Back in the year of 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog made his debut on the gaming world and definitely changed the gaming industry forever. Sega was Nintendo's first real competition, and I can't wait to review this video game here today. Let's review Sonic the Hedgehog! Ha 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 ha!
What Nintendo?
Enjoy the review!
Get Professor Pikachu's baby back ribs for only $10.99. It's a delicious and scrumptious meal. All you gotta do is visit Professor Pikachu today.
Ah, Pikachu, you freaking character! You're so stupid! You're so stupid! If you ever interrupt my reviews again for self-promotion, I'll personally have to find you and headbutt you! Haha, you freaking noob! Hey guys, what's up? This is Mr. Wii here, and I'm excited! You wanna know why I am excited? Because I am reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. Coming out in the year of 1991, this was Sega's first attempt to compete with Nintendo. And back in the 1990s, Sega was successful. In the early to mid 1990s, Sega was performing greatly with their all-new and hypeful Sega Genesis, having great games such as Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin, Phantasy Star, Streets of Rage, Flicky. The list goes on and on. Sega was producing top quality games, rivaling Nintendo, and even beating them in the early to mid 1990s. Nintendo had to step up their game with their Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo came out back in the year of 1991, and the Sega Genesis was released in the markets of 1989. So the Sega Genesis came out 2 years earlier than the Super Nintendo. When Sonic the Hedgehog came out, there was a lot of buzz going around the Sega Genesis. It was a huge console war in the mid-1990s with two of these systems. Anyhow, the game reviewed today is the original Sonic the Hedgehog. The original Sonic the Hedgehog is an amazing video game. This video game has amazing gameplay, awesome zones, an awesome soundtrack, and it's just 2D fast-paced side-scrolling action with our amazing blue hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog! Sorry, I can't get tired of saying that. So, without further ado, for Mr. Wii Reviews episode 31, we will be reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. Let's get this video game review started, shall we? Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. This video game came out back in the year of 1991 and was the first video game for the Blue Hedgehog. This video game has 6 amazing zones. Green Hill Zone, a great zone to really get a feel for what's to come next later on. Marble Zone, dull, uninspiring, and slow-paced platforming that'll make your head explode. I'm literally serious. This zone literally kills the pacing of this video game. Spring Yard Zone, a fun zone with these bouncy pinballs that really gave me a lot of amusement. I chuckled a little bit. Labyrinth Zone, literally the kiss of death for water themed levels. Starlight Zone, I just gotta say, why are there so many random pitfalls at awkward times in this level? And Scrap Brain Zone, it's a very difficult zone as what's come to expect it from final levels in video games. Each zone looks amazing, having 3 levels or acts as they are called in this video game, and each one has amazing level design and unique graphical detail. These zones offer a great mix of fast-paced gameplay and unique platforming elements to keep the game fun and engaging for anybody who plays Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm serious, when it comes to 2D platformers, I feel Sonic does it better than Mario. Now that's a completely subjective opinion, but regarding how I personally feel, I enjoy the 2D Sonic games more than the 2D Mario games. Sonic the Hedgehog's fast-paced gameplay is something I have come to appreciate and enjoy over the years when
whenever I play Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog is truly one of the best video games I have played, and I genuinely feel that way.
Okay, we are going to talk about the development of Sonic the Hedgehog now, shall we?
In 1990, Sega ordered its development studio to develop a game featuring a mascot for the company. This was originally intended for Alex Kidd, but he was considered too similar to Nintendo's mascot Mario. Sega president Hayao Nakayama wanted a character as iconic as Mickey Mouse. Nintendo was dominant around that time. The team developed some animals. A hedgehog character was proposed by Naito Oshima and ended up becoming Sonic the Hedgehog. When the game was first released, Sonic the Hedgehog brought Sega to unprecedented heights. During the holiday season in 1991, the Sega Genesis outsold the Super Nintendo, and in January 1992, Sega had 65% of the market in 16-bit consoles, although later on Nintendo overtook Sega. Sonic the Hedgehog is still one of the greatest gaming franchises today. There have been so many future 2D and 3D Sonic games that it has made Sonic the Hedgehog's legendary iconic in the gaming industry.
Alright, let's talk about the story of Sonic the Hedgehog now, shall we?
Dr. Robotnik steals the 6 Chaos Emeralds and traps the animals of South Island in these metal capsules. The player controls Sonic and tries to free the animal friends and collect all of the Chaos Emeralds. The story is pretty much non-existent in this video game. There are barely any indicators to explain what the story is, but with what we have here, it does a good job of explaining just enough with the gameplay to give the player a general idea. The story of Sonic the Hedgehog is good.
Alright, now it's time to talk about the gameplay of Sonic the Hedgehog now.
Sonic the Hedgehog is a fast-paced 2D platforming video game with fun and aesthetically pleasing level design. Sonic's games have always revolved around fast-paced 2D side-scrolling gameplay, and the first game was the focal point of what future Sonic the Hedgehog games would establish. I really enjoyed a lot of the zones in this video game. My personal favorite zones are Green Hill Zone, Spring Yard Zone, and Starlight Zone. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't like Marble Zone. I love Marble Zone. There are some power-ups to make Sonic's journey all the more fun. There are boxes for rings, 1-ups, and an invincibility, and Dr. Robotnik has his robotic buddies to help cause trouble as well. If you get 50 rings, you can go on a special stage where you have a chance to get the Chaos Emeralds. Collect all 6 of the Chaos Emeralds, and I will say this much. The ending will be very surprising for you. At the end of every third act, you fight Dr. Robotnik, and he has some clever and unique ways to defeat you, so stay on your guard. All in all, I really enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog. This game has amazing level design, and the look and feel of the zones are just amazing too. I feel Sonic the Hedgehog's 2D video games are the best of the best, and Sonic the Hedgehog for Sega Genesis is no exception.
Wow, Professor Pikachu! Your baby back ribs are just like how you advertised them in the ad. Very delicious and scrumptious. Now get out of my sight, you no-good Pikachu! So, what are my final thoughts about Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis video game system? Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the best 2D platforming video games ever made. This is definitely one of the best video games ever made. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis has amazing level design, great aesthetically looking zones, awesome secrets like the special stage. There are so many great enemies in this video game as well, and the Dr. Robotnik boss fights are very enjoyable. I personally enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog's games more than Mario's games when it comes to 2D video games. The fast-paced gameplay is something that really hooks me into the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Anyhow, the score that I am going to give Sonic the Hedgehog is a 9 out of 10. There's only one small reason why I didn't give this game a 10 out of 10. This game is pretty short. Now, future Sonic games like Sonic the Hedgehogs 2 and 3 would have more zones, making the games much longer, but honestly, you could beat the original Sonic the Hedgehog in an hour or under an hour. So this game definitely lacks substance, but play Sonic the Hedgehog 2, that has a lot more zones. But with what we have here, Sonic the Hedgehog has had a lasting impact on our legacy of video games, and I give Sonic the Hedgehog a 9 out of 10. Truly a classic video game. Anyhow, thank you so much guys for watching this Mr. Wii review, episode 31, and I'll see you guys for episode 32. Take care and check out my other videos. I got a lot of reviews. Later.
What the fuck is this shit? What did they do to Sonic? What the fuck did they do to Sonic the Hedgehog? The fuck is this shit? What the fuck is up with Sonic? What the fuck did they do to the design?